So Erin Black and Emily with two M's is right here. And Emily and Erin are amazing young women, and they're getting a little too used to the limelight. So, you know, people are buying them things, and anyway, we're very happy to have them. They did our social media as interns at the CMTA this year. They are young, creative, talented women, which they did such a great job. It just made me realize just how old I am. I did it last year. They did such a fantastic job. And they're going to talk to us about their experience with CMT. I'm really excited that you're here to listen to them. Emily, Erin.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, can you hear me okay? Oh good. I tend to talk really loud, so if you're all like this, I'll try to quiet down, you know. Hello everyone, my name is Erin Black. I am 20 years old, and this is my first cycle for CMT, which is actually really surprising. I'm so grateful to be here. But I am from Cleveland, Ohio. I am a junior in college at the University of Toledo, and I'm a disability studies and public relations communications major. But I couldn't be more excited to be here today, and Emily and I have just some things to share about ourselves, and I have type 1A. I have been involved with the Charcot-Marie-Tooth Association since I was about 9 or 10 years old. I'm 20 now, so it's been a minute. These people have definitely watched me grow up, which is pretty cool. But I'm gonna hand it over to Emily to introduce herself.
Hey, hi everyone. This is the first time I've heard myself in a microphone, my goodness. My name is Emily Stufflet, and I am so excited to be here today. Like Erin said, this is my first cycle event, and I am so happy to be here. I am a freshman at the University of Central Florida. I am studying advertising and sociology. I'm also the other social media intern for the CMTA, and I love what I do and who I do it with. I have CMT type 2K, and I was diagnosed at the age of 3. And I have been involved with the CMTA since I was 13 years old. Erin and I were honored and humbled when Chris and Elizabeth asked us to speak today, share a little bit of our stories, and just how this event has impacted our lives. For those who are new to the CMT community and just cycle in general, there is one thing you should know about these people, and it is that there is literally not one thing people would do. I know, I'm like, give me the microphone. Eliminate the special part. There's literally not one single thing they wouldn't do to make our mission of a world without CMT become a reality.
Emily and I's lives were entirely changed when we met each other back in 2017, when I got a random Instagram DM message from Miss Emily Stufflet herself, a complete stranger at the time, which ended up turning into one of the most life-changing messages I could have ever received. Emily and I hit it off, trying to get to know one another, I think at a time when both of us felt relatively misunderstood, alone, and isolated from the rest of the world who didn't have CMT. You know, little did we know that over the past 4 years, there would be countless plane rides to visit each other, many, many FaceTime calls, probably too many, after a lot of hard CMT days, and good CMT days to add. And there would even be discoveries made in the world of science and research in the CMTA, but best of all, there would be an opportunity for the two of us to work alongside each other as social media interns, and just best friends that also were coworkers. It's a little weird, not gonna lie. That for an event that ended up changing the lives and is changing the lives of so many.
So working alongside Chris, Elizabeth, and the rest of the cycle team has taught us a lot of many lessons, good and bad. But one of them being that finding a team of passionate and proactive individuals is truly an experience of a lifetime. When I came into the CMT community, I was at a point in my life and I was unsure what good could really come from living with this disease. To be blunt, CMT can be exhausting and isolating, as many of you do know. Like I mentioned before, I was diagnosed with type 2K at the age of 3. And because I was diagnosed at such a young age, I don't know life without CMT. You know, growing up, wearing AFOs, going to doctor's appointments, getting tired very easily was my normal because I didn't know anything else. I didn't know life any other way. However, my CMT started to affect me mentally once I got into middle school. During this time, my CMT got progressively worse very, very, very quickly. I could no longer walk long distances. I had to start using a wheelchair and a walker full time, and I started using an iPad at school to complete my schoolwork because I could no longer write. Everyone's journey living with CMT is very, very different. But one thing I believe we all have in common is that we face many highs and many lows. And at this point in my life, at the age of 10 and 11, I have hit my lowest low. I realized the severity of this disease and the massive change that came out of nowhere. And I suddenly felt really, really lost and alone and confused and isolated. But there's one thing in all of this chaos that made sense. I needed a support system, more than I ever have before. Once I was connected with the lovely Erin Black and the CMT community, this wonderful community of people like me changed my life forever.
Like Emily, life with CMT wasn't always as glorious and unifying as we make it out to be now. When I was diagnosed at age 7, I felt the feeling of hopelessness start to overtake my everyday life. I started a rigorous physical therapy schedule that lasted for about 13 years and is still lasting. I had both of my feet reconstructed during the busiest years of high school, and I quickly understood that living with CMT was not going to be an easy undertaking. However, I will never forget the moment everything changed for me. After I started using my personal social media accounts, I started opening up about my CMT and being a little more vocal about advocacy. I realized quickly that that need for community wasn't just something I needed alone. A mother found my Facebook after a post of mine got reshared from a big media outlet, just a cool opportunity, right place, right time kind of moment. She was feeling lost and confused as her 11-year-old daughter was struggling with this brand new diagnosis. She craved friendship and a promise that everything was all going to work out. I, a 16-year-old at the time, was able to tell her that it's okay if she didn't wear heels to homecoming, or it's okay to make her friends slow down at the mall because she couldn't quite keep up. I just tried to provide her with success stories, fun memories, and a level of understanding that maybe she had never felt before. It was in that moment I realized what a true community does for someone. That 11-year-old girl is now a sophomore in high school, a close friend of mine, and beginning to use her social media to display her unique story, just like I had done for her. Imagine what power each of us hold right now to start changing the lives of others living with this disease in some way, shape, or form, whether you have CMT or not. It really wasn't until I met my people that my CMT went from the heaviest thing on my back to the opportunity to make something beautiful out of my life. However, if Cycle for CMT has taught me anything, it's that love must turn into action. Emily and I are the lucky ones. We found a home, a passion, and a family here at the CMTA. But there are hundreds of individuals that haven't gotten to experience that fire come to life. Our mission means more now than it ever has before, and the people in this room right now are making history. I love the quote, "Think of the person you needed when you were younger, and become that." And I think that describes it perfectly. Every dollar, every hour of time donated, every share on Facebook, every mile cycled is going to research that will change the lives of the future Erin and Emily's to come.
The big takeaway here is that Erin gave 5 minutes of her time to reply to some random mom off of Facebook, and an 11-year-old's life was completely changed from that moment on. So by being here today, whether that be giving dollars as a participant, giving your physical abilities to cycle to those who aren't able to, giving your precious time to celebrate with us today, donating food, making signs, performing music, even being one of the 4 loyal people that liked our social media posts the past year. We love you, thank you. Or if you are one of the absolute outstanding leaders and co-founders of Cycle for CMT, standing up here that have given thousands of hours to ensure that your love and your passion for this organization turns into action. We thank you tremendously and want you to know we believe you are changing lives as we speak.
The time is certainly now, and we're definitely not stopping here. Cycle for CMT 2021, I think, was a huge success. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for turning your love into action and being the most life-changing people 2 teenage girls in the CMT community could have ever asked for both people living with Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease now and probably for years and years and years to come. So thank you.
You guys are awesome. Just wonderful. Thank you so much.